Welcome again to our series of tutorials on developing an online course, blended course using the Moodle LMS. In this tutorial, we want to focus on assignments. The assignment tool is a very powerful tool because it provides you the ability to set up learning activities that require the students to make a submission relating to the instructions that you have provided in the learning activity. Then you're able to grade and provide feedback. It's also a rich tool because you are able to provide feedback in a variety of formats. You can be able to annotate if it was a PDF submission. You are able to provide feedback, comments after reading through the student's contribution, and you're also able to attach back a file with tracked changes. Over and above that capability, it is a capability that you are able to restrict the kind of files that the student is able to submit. If you want the students to submit an audio file, you can actually restrict so that the assignment only accepts audio files. If you want the students to submit a PDF, you can do that, a Word document. Even for those who are teaching technical courses such as programming, it affords you the ability to be able to restrict the type of files relating to the software you're teaching that the students can submit. So it is a very powerful tool. Relating to group assignments, you can be able to set up groups in your course and assign groups a group assignment whereby one member of the group will submit and the same submission will be reflected on all other group members. Then, when you grade one group member, the same grade and feedback is provided to the rest of the group members. So this becomes very convenient if you have a very large class, which you have set them up into groups, where each group is carrying out maybe a project or a task that you have assigned to each. Then they are able to deliberate at their own time, consolidate their ideas, and one group member uploads the summary of their deliberations. So let's go through the steps of adding the assignment tool. First, you must ensure that you have turned editing on so that your course is in editing mode. Move to the topic or the section of your course where you want to add the assignment, preferably the section where you have defined the learning activity, which is a group activity. Scroll down to the end of the section and click Add an Activity or Resource. Select the Assignment Activity tool, where now you will be presented with a page where you can now put in the assignment settings and instructions. The first one would be the name of the assignment, so mine would be Week 4 Group Assignment. Maybe it will be an assignment on adaptive learning. You can give a description, which should be instructions to the learners relating to the assignment. So you can tell them this assignment is intended to be done in groups. Remember our tutorial on group assignment. You can either manually assign students to groups, or you can put in the group choice link where the students are able to join their preferred groups. Please refer to our tutorial on groups for this. So you can tell them, make sure you have joined a group to participate in this task. Once you're done, you can put in the actual task instructions and the activity instructions. So these are a detailed description of the task, what is expected of the students as they're undertaking the task. You can attach additional files. So the additional files could be a detailed attachment relating to the instructions of the assignment, or it can be a rubric or a template which you have shared with the students relating to how you want them to structure their submission. The other setting is the availability. You can set the timelines within which the students can submit the assignment. So the allow submission from is the start date of the submission. the due date is when the students are expected to submit the assignment. The cutoff date is a date within which the system will shut off the assignment and will not allow any further submissions. If you only set the due date and do not set the cutoff date, the students will still be able to submit assignments even beyond the due date, but the system will highlight to you in red the students who did not submit within the expected timelines. So it's always important that you set the three, the submission timeline, and include the cutoff date. You can indicate to the system when you intend to grade so that it will send out a reminder to you. Then in the submission types, there are two types of submissions: online text. So the online text provides the learners with a space where they are able to type in their assignment submission. The file submission provides them an opportunity to attach their submission. So depending on how you would want the submissions, you can actually be able to choose between online text and file submission or both. With the online text option, you're able to put in a word limit. So if you're very keen on the maximum number of words that should be within the submission, then you can be able to use the online text. With the file submission, you can indicate the maximum number of uploads. You can set the limit of the size of the upload that will be provided, and you can further specify the accepted file types. So click choose, and then you're presented with a list of file types. So if you want the students to attach a zipped folder, audio file, HTML file, document file, and even if within the documents you want to further restrict by a given document type, you can actually be able to do that. So please take time to scroll through the various file types that are allowed, and then you can be able to select the one that best suits the type of submission that you expect from the students. If you leave it blank, it means it will allow any file type submission. In the feedback files, this provides us with approaches that you can use to actually provide feedback to the students as you're grading. We will be able to see this as we will be looking through the submissions and how the various feedback options present to you as you're grading the students. The next important one is the grade. Please put in you're going to be grading and how many points will you be grading the assignment out of. So in my case, it will be 30. Keep it to simple direct grading. You can put the, in case you want to have a group assignment as discussed earlier in the introduction. So there are instances whereby you want the students to submit within their groups. So under the group submission setting, make sure that you set it to yes. Then under require group to make a submission, set it to yes so that the students will submit as a group. So one member of the group can actually submit on behalf of the entire group. This also has an implication because once you grade one member, then the same grade is applied to all other group members. Then there is restrict access. You can actually be able to restrict assignment by group. So maybe this assignment should only be done by a given group within your course. You can actually be able to restrict by group. You can also be able to put in activity completion and make sure that you show activity completion condition. Just as I have been explaining with the previous videos, activity completion enables the system to generate a register for you showing how much of the course the learner has been able to go through by completing the course activities within the sections or the topics. So it's always important when you're setting up an assignment, a discussion forum, a quiz that you do put in the activity completion so that the system can track the students' completion of tasks. Once you've set up the assignment satisfactorily, you can just save and return to course. Once you have successfully set up your assignment and students have actually attempted, the next step is that you're required to grade the assignments. To grade the assignments, go to the specific assignment you had set up, click on it to open it. Then you can view the submissions. Usually it gives you a summary. If it is a group assignment, it will show you the number of groups, that were in your course and the number of groups that have submitted. So out of 4 groups, 1 group has submitted. But if it was an individual assignment where students are submitting individually, to give you the number of participants in the course and the number of participants who have submitted. So let's click view all submissions so that we can actually see these groups. So there were group 1, 2, 3, 4, and only group 2 had actually submitted. So there are 2 ways that you can actually grade. The first way that you can grade the work is by clicking the grade button next to the group member, like the group 2 member. Then you're able to download the assignment, read through it. Once you have read through the assignment, you can award the marks. So I'll give 50 out of 100. You can give the feedback comments. Remember, we had enabled feedback comments. So you can actually, you're provided a space where you can type in the comments. So type in the feedback. Or if you had enabled the group, you had enabled the file submission, you'll be provided a space where we can submit back the files with tracked changes. Once you're done, you can click save and show next so that you're presented with the next student, and you continue until you have graded all their work. If the student had submitted a PDF, you can actually be able to use this space here to annotate. Okay, so you can be able to annotate. So as you're reading through the document, you can mark, you can mark the work, you can put comments within the document. So I'm assuming that the student had submitted a PDF document here. So as I'm reading through the document, I can actually be able to annotate. Okay, so we use this to move through the document. So this hand tool allows you to scroll through the document, while this one allows you to mark on the document whether a point is correct or wrong. Then you're able to put in comments, and you can experiment with the other factors of the annotation tool. So this is annotation. So the document, if a PDF, will be displayed here and you can annotate on it. Once you're done, you can give the marks, provide comments in the feedback comments, and save and show next. So that is how you actually grade the assignment submissions. In the next step, I want to show you how to use another approach of grading, whereby you use what you call offline worksheet. So this is another assignment. In the previous one, the students were submitting in groups, but in this one, it is an individual learner submitting their own assignment. So you notice that it's giving me the summary. There are 5 students in this class, 4 have submitted. So I can view the submissions. In this case, I want to use what you call offline marking grade sheet, worksheet. So to use this method, the first thing is I need to download the worksheet. See, download grading worksheet. And to be able to access this menu, you must have enabled the offline grading using the worksheet within the assignment settings. You can refer to the initial parts of this video to actually be able to see that. Once I download the worksheet, it will download the worksheet, and it is going to download in form of a CSV. Within the worksheet, I should be able to put in the grades for each learner. Once I put in the grades, I can also put in the comments. I can provide the comments here. Once I've provided the comments, all I simply need to do is save my worksheet. Okay, once I've saved my worksheet, I can go back to the assignment and be able to upload the worksheet. But before I forget, I needed to indicate that if you download the worksheet, make sure that you download the submissions, so that you will have the student submission and the worksheet. So as you're reading through the student's submissions, so this is the option of download all submissions. So it will download for me a zipped folder which has all the student submissions. All these submissions will be zipped, and the worksheet will provide for me an Excel template where I can be able to read each student's submission and provide the grade in the worksheet and save. So once you have saved the worksheet and with the changes, and the changes are that you have included the grades, you can now be able to upload back the worksheet. To do this, go back to the assignment. We're still on the same assignment. Then select Upload Grading Worksheet. You will choose you might have saved it somewhere on your, in my case it's under downloads, so this is it. I'll open it, upload this file. The file is uploaded, and make sure it is a CSV. Don't change the file format. Okay, usually it downloads as a CSV and it must be uploaded as a CSV. If you change the file format to any other, it will actually generate an error. Make sure that it is comma separated, so this comma, don't just leave it as it is. Then click Upload Worksheet. Oh, sorry, that has an error. So once you have downloaded the worksheet, make sure that you put in the grades and the comments. And then you file, save as. I'll save it in the same location, download. Okay, but make sure that it is a CSV. CSV, this option, CSV. Give it a name. Maybe I can say graded. Okay, so that I can distinguish it with the one I had downloaded. Then click Save. Once you have saved, you can close it, and you can go back to your assignment. Click View All Submissions. Then now we want to upload the graded the worksheet, which now contains the grades. So click Upload Grading Worksheet, this option, Upload Grading Worksheet. May attach it, attach the file. It is this one, the one which had graded grades. Open, upload this file, and then click Upload Grading Worksheet. It will confirm to you the grades that are going to be provided to each learner. So Dr. Nambiro 78, Dr. Kipenei 45, Dr. Wenesi 45, and Dr. Stephen Sungwach 56. Then click Confirm. Then click Continue. So what happens is that the grades now will be reflected for each student as per the graded worksheet. So that is the second way that you can grade using the worksheet. Apart from just grading each individual student one by one while on the system, you can actually use the graded worksheet.